shower while you're watching a movie while you're taking a shower.
There's a call on that. Okay, hi, I'm Anna Fusco, teacher at Colbert Elementary. Yes, I've changed schools. Well, you guys know the bullying situation that the district didn't help me with, but that's okay. All right, so, that's okay. I took care of it. Anna Fusco, representing Broward Teachers Union also, and all the teachers in ESPs and TSPs in our district. My first question is for the ESPs, our educational support professionals. They are moving up in their education. They are advancing with their degrees. They're getting their certifications in teaching. They want to move up, teaching instead of just being the support staff, which is awesome. And they're feeling left out of the process of just getting the opportunity to have an interview. So I would like to know they're not getting a chance to be show up to. Okay.
Again, we're always looking for teachers. We're not discriminating, absolutely not. My understanding is that the candidates go into a pool. We make them available to principals. Sometimes there are job fairs. We have days at the Casey Wright building where we have the candidates out. We have principals. I think they did that last week as well. They try to do some matching. So they all have opportunities to connect with principals and other interested administrators in terms of what they're doing. I'll take that feedback back to Sue Rockelman, who is our head of instructional staffing, to see what we can do to actually improve that and maybe provide some communication and guidance to our principals. But we're not going to push our principals to hire any specific candidate or category of candidates. We will push them to be fair and recognize that you need to fill positions in your school and you need to consider every qualified candidate that's out there. But it still boils down to a principal decision at this point in district.
And I appreciate the answer. I know that they're so awesome that they don't want to lose them with their support. And I believe, I know Sue, and I think that there should be some type of extra little feedback for them, that inviting them into maybe getting into the process a little bit. And I agree that they shouldn't particularly choose whoever, but just give them the opportunity to get in for the interviews. That's all they're asking for. And once they get in for that interview, I'm sure they'll rock the interview, and then they're going to say they're bringing out some teachers. And then you're going to have to go and hire some more ESPs. It's a domino effect.
I was just going to say, my ESP, when I was a classroom teacher, actually went to school, and then she's now a teacher in Broward County Public Schools, and she's an amazing teacher. And as a school-based administrator, for me, if I have an ESP who's now gotten a degree, in my mind, I'm going to think, okay, what do they already have down? Classroom management, routine, how to run a classroom. So for me, you telling me that they're not getting hired, it doesn't seem logical to me. So
again, we'll look into it. I've never heard of any widespread systemic thing about this, but there may be some cases where some individuals feel that way, and we'll certainly go back
and actually, Bernie Kemp brought this to my attention when I had a meeting with him, and then I had a meeting with Lisa Maxwell subsequently to that. So I did mention to her the concern, and so I just want you to know that I did pass that information along. And I think it's something that, like the superintendent said, we certainly want to make sure the communication is out there, that what Ms. Bartleman said is absolutely true. If you have an ESP working in your school, they already have all of the stuff that they need to be an extremely effective classroom teacher. Now they have the certification. Everybody should have that opportunity to have that interview.
Yeah, they should be able to also bring with them, I would imagine, recommendations and so on. They really should be in an advantage situation. So.
Right, you would think, and we'll see. It's out there, and we're trusting you to take action with it. Now for the teachers, the care and best that's out there. There is a rumor that there's no more having to follow the care and best packages. Can you validate that?
Okay, so let's first of all, to distinguish between care and best. Best is not a package, it's not a program. It's really a set of guidelines, and it's about creating the right kind of culture in the school that would honor teachers, allow them to collaborate as a team, and provide the right type of instructional strategies for our students. It's all about the relationships with the adults in the school. CARE is a set of tools, curriculum, assessment, remediation, tools, essentially a toolkit that we were providing out to school. It is true that we peel back on the A part of CARE, which is the assessments, because we're trying to reduce assessments and provide better guidance from it. There are some assessments that we still believe that schools need to leverage in order to provide data to instructors to be able to, figure out where their students are at. Non-high stakes, non-evaluative. Some of that is still going to occur, but the CARE package, as you know, relative to the assessments, is going to be fundamentally changed. We recognize that there were cases out there where schools, I guess, overly exuberant and aggressive, if you will, in terms of how they were administering some of these assessments last year. So we got a handle on that, and so you're correct, there are changes in that area. Very shortly, again, we're going to have a workshop next week with the school board, just so they're aware of how we're moving forward in the district, what the landscape looks like for the various types of assessments. And then we'll work with our OSPA office, Dr. Wanza and others, to make sure that we have aligned and consistent communication going out to our principals all the way down to teachers. And of course, we will be working with the Broward Teachers Union, so their communication is aligned with what we're doing as well. Thank you.
All right, one more. Just one more thing. Hold back. On the evaluation system with Marzano, we know that there's the in domain 1 and 41 elements, and we had a person from the district come into our school and give us some trainings on the scales and rubrics that they're trying to mandate. And she gave us some information that said in element 1, which was scales and rubrics, that there was 26,000 tally marks. And I had asked, of the 26,000 tally marks, did they know what they were marked at? Was it innovating, applying, developing, beginning, or not using? So I was just curious.
Tally marks across the district.
Across the district. She said 26,000 for element 1, 9,000 for element 2, and 6,000 for element 3. And then they're creating this trainings that they're implementing in the classrooms that we have to come up with a scale and a rubric for each and every standard.
Hold on a second. So, first of all, 26,000, yeah, it sounds like a big number when you recognize we got, I don't know, like 15,000 or so teachers in the system. And what I will tell you is that that database of information is information that we use to help improve the reliability of graders, i.e. the administrators that are doing it, so they can get better at what they're doing in terms of teachers. The other thing I will tell you is that we are cognizant of the fact there are probably too many items to look at. Folks can't focus on 40-something items in the back. So what we've done on a number of levels for principals, as well as what we're looking at in the Marzano tool, is to narrow down to a very small set of things that you can look for that we think are going to create the kind of the 7 best. So we're not looking at 40 different things. So the goal is reduce that number significantly, look at a smaller number of things, and do that well, and continue to train folks, and look at how they're actually using the information and so forth. That's what we're
Well, that's what I was asking about the 26,000. What were the scores? Maybe there was 26,000 innovative. I was curious.
And I don't have them here. That's Heather Parente and Diego have that, and they sit and they work with the BTU. They share that information. They meet on a regular basis. I don't have them in front of me, but I will tell you that's information that we use collectively to get better at what we're doing.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mary Curtis.